Hi, Jessica here, creator of Publish It, a website designed for academic writers. In this brief video, I'll talk a little bit about plagiarism, what it is, notes for taking notes for your literature review, self-checks, and online checkers. Let's begin. The biggest risk for plagiarism when writing your journal paper starts in the introduction of your paper, but it can pop up in any section, especially the methods section, where you might be at greatest risk for self-plagiarism, which is using your own words published elsewhere without citing that publication. But I'll just focus on plagiarism as a general concept in this video. The introduction comprises a sort of logic funnel, and each part of the funnel should acknowledge previous research with ample citations all the way down to the last part, which is your argument, which is your unique idea. And don't forget, you'll have to tie back your research results to the literature cited here when you get to your discussion. So keep that in mind as you write and cite your introduction. Plagiarism is the improper borrowing of someone else's words or ideas. It's a quote or paraphrase or using exact words without citing, using ideas or methods without citing but paraphrasing too similarly. But it does vary by country and culture in terms of the legality and severity. But be assured that it is illegal, and pleading ignorance or misunderstanding is still considered plagiarism. And it's easy to check today. I'll give you some resources in just a few minutes. Just know that eventually your paper will be caught if you do plagiarize, and many editors run manuscripts through plagiarism software. It's morally wrong to take another's work and claim it as your own, and you're less likely to be cited. And your reputation and likely your current and future job could be at stake. It's not just about morality and rule breaking, but about stealing someone else's intellectual property. Here are some guide rails of what is and what is not considered plagiarism. So it's not really plagiarism when you're using standard terminology and field-specific language. It's also not plagiarism when you're citing common knowledge in your field, though when in doubt, you might want to cite anyway, especially foundational works. It's typically not plagiarism when you're properly citing and paraphrasing others' work as long as you do it carefully and clearly, and also using short, well-attributed quotes when necessary is not plagiarism. As long as you're building on others' ideas with clear attribution, you are not plagiarizing. Where it becomes plagiarism is when you're taking unique phrasings, arguments, or structures without attribution. You're closely following someone's logic or narrative flow without acknowledgement. You're reusing substantial portions of your own published work without disclosure. And you're inadequately paraphrasing what stays too close to the original. Here are some checks to reduce your risk of plagiarizing. First, revise in your own words. Take notes on ideas, and once you have several similar ideas from different sources, write it in your own words from memory and cite those sources. Start the sentence with, according to author 1, then paraphrase and include the citation. And then finally, be careful not to self-plagiarize. This is when you copy text from a paper you have written yourself, but that has already been published, and you don't cite that paper. Once your work is published, it can be plagiarized by anyone, even yourself. This is a very brief introduction to plagiarism checkers, and you may be familiar with some of these, but I do encourage you to go out and explore them, check them out, see if something works for you, or maybe you're not interested in a plagiarism checker, you're confident in your work, and you will let the journal editor check it for you. So there is Authenticate, there's Crosscheck, there's Grammarly, and I'm sure there are many others, but this is just a very brief overview. I will let you pause this slide and read through these different options and go check them out online if you so wish. Here are some references and resources. This video complements Draft It, the essential 10-week workshop, a self-paced tutorial to draft your journal paper from abstract to conclusion. Draft It covers topics that include how to structure your journal paper, articulating your core argument, writing and refining your introduction and literature review, basic contents and organization, concluding, and finishing. Find the link in my bio. Thank you for watching this video. Check out my other videos on publishing your research in a peer-reviewed journal. Be sure to subscribe as I upload new content monthly.